Marvelous Pax here, doing a video from the car. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Screw it. So yeah, I'm doing this video. I really want to talk about like this whole counterfeiting issue. There's a lot of stuff going on in the hobby when it comes to legitimacy with grading companies, with verifying sealed product. We saw that with Pokemon. We see it now with 86 Fleer in sports. And I gotta say, I'm not impressed, and it's part of the reason why I've jumped ship. I've gone to digital collecting because there's only really one like way to truly feel like, oh, okay, this is legit. And yeah, you go through authentication, you go through grading, you have to pay all these fees. Then when it comes time to, you know what, a financial situation comes up and you need to sell it, you got to go through auction houses, the commissions, all this stuff. It's not easy to move a grail. There's specific eyes on it. But what if it could be easier? I mean, what if you didn't have to deal with all this BS when it came to having to submitting your cards, having to submit your comics, making sure, you know, the shipping is perfect, making sure, you know, you put insurance on it. Then you got to make sure you're also really, really careful because when you do get them back graded, you got to take care of those pieces, and it's still fragile in the case. I mean, and in any case, it takes up space. Books take up space. Even a lot of graded cards over time take up space. But what if you could have a digital collectible you could augment it, put on your wall, take with you whenever the metaverse comes around, you know, flex in a different way how you collect, like in my case, Marvel. You know, I have the Amazing Fantasy 15 comic, Darth Vader Ultra Rare, and I could just put those around my room, my house, decorate the way I want, or set up a showroom in the metaverse or on my own property. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I think it's a good way to collect. You're minimal, you save space. Yeah, the negative is there's nothing like the physical, having that in hand, that nostalgia. But with this, you can read the book. It doesn't degrade, it doesn't get messed up. I'm seeing so many people getting up in arms and very upset, like they don't want to grade anymore with CGC, they don't want to grade anymore with PSA, they don't want to grade anymore with BGS, they don't want to grade anymore with SGC. Whether it's too expensive, whether they damage their cards, whether they mislabel, whether there's controversy about putting staples in a cover. I mean, these aren't things that we're having trouble with when it comes to trading, selling, and collecting so far on Vivi. And those are like kind of less of the hassles. And down the line, when you can get artist signatures, you can get collector signatures. You know, you could get different things to be like, wow, this celebrity had this and now I'm buying it from him. Or he had a pedigree collection. Or I got this signed by Chris Hemsworth. Or I got, you know, this Thor book signed. Or this, you know, Elizabeth Olsen signed me this X-Men 4 secret rare. And I can go ahead and just easily transfer it to her by paying the fee to have her sign it. She signs it and returns it to me. I mean, that is amazing. I mean, there's a lot of utility down the line for collecting digitally too. I think people would realize how fast that they can move and sell things too if they need to in a pinch, or to get out of a situation, or to fix something, or buy a different collectible, or get into something new. Man, I feel like the future is escaping people. We're young, we're here, we are early to a special project, and I like it. And you know what, I'm not advising people financially to do it, but just downloading the free app, you get free MCU spec by downloading Vivi. You're basically being given, as Marvel is, you know, partnering up with them, and they have the license with them. Marvel's decide, hey, we want you to drop this. We have Baby Groot coming with the shorts. We want you to drop, you know, We want you to drop his collectible. We want you to drop Strange Tales or 110 for Doctor Strange. You know, we want you to drop all these things for different characters right before they come out. And then they also give us this alpha information. They were giving us Invisible Woman way back. They were giving us Storm. We don't even have the X-Men yet. They're just reassuring us, yeah, you're going to have the Fantastic Four. You're going to have the X-Men. We just got the Phase 6 announcement in the MCU, but we've been having little breadcrumbs left out, you know? Of course, they're promoting things for shows and series and movies that are coming out, but it is incredible the opportunity on there to be able to speculate and see what's around. You know, we're getting Doctor Doom. They have a Doctor Doom Mighty on there. They have the first appearance of Doctor Doom in a comic in there. They have I think, what else? Am I missing something? I know, but those are just little signs where it's like, yeah, you know, we're getting Doctor Doom in the MCU. And they've been giving us that since, you know, 2021. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts about kind of like the pros, you know, the cons always being like to physically touch it, the paper, to smell the comic book. I understand that, but how much fun would it be to be like, hey, you know what, I cannot afford a physical Amazing Fantasy 15, first appearance of Spider-Man, but you know what, I can afford the NFT right now for $750 is a lot more reasonable than $15,000. I can read the book and enjoy it. It's minted. It's a mint number. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like the idea of being in a special club, because there's literally only 10,000 of those, and I think that's less than what were printed in any case in real life. What's in the physical marketplace is less now in a high grade, but they printed a lot of comic books. I'm sure they printed more than 10,000 Amazing Fantasy 15s. So the NFT is a lot more scarce, and to have it in that classic cover, there's only 6,000 commons. That common is special. That common is going to go down as something very unique, as a unique piece that is on the app. That is, it can only drop once. I mean, and the users that have been in early were rewarded with something special. It's sort of like when people were mining Bitcoin for like $1 or whatever it was, and you know, if they held through all the ups and downs, look where they're at now. You know, it's like I was late to a lot of things in life, you know, like Tesla, Bitcoin, and different things. I just didn't have that money, I thought, in my mind to invest, or didn't know like where to start, or was just naive and ignorant. But these opportunities don't come that often. I mean, obviously I don't have a crystal ball, but I've done my research. I truly feel like after the AMA recently with the superstars, shout out to Superstar Money, shout out to Rob and Joe, doing a great interview. They had great knowledge going down. It makes me feel like I'm part of something very special, like something that's going to revolutionize. Like, hey, you know, scan your NFT here to enter, you know, to get this discount. And I can see the utility coming down the line, you know, and we are just so early that the speculation on what's going to come is a lot of fun. I'm passionate about it. I see that, you know, collecting they don't have to be against each other. Collecting digitally and collecting physically, they don't have to be two separate things. They can come together really nicely. You know, I mean, how cool is it if you do have that AF-15 or any book in the app and you're matching it up with a unique NFT, you know, and you're also able to, you know, use that to be able to do more than ever before with your collectibles. You know, like your collectibles literally come to life. You know, there's lightsabers. You can have lightsaber battles in the metaverse. All this stuff is truly licensed, and I just hope the people that collect comics and cards in real life that subscribe to me for that in the first place realize where I'm coming from. That this new digital revolution is feeding into our hobby, into our respective cards, comics, sports, Pokemon, anything. Because Pokemon will come, and it would likely come to Vivi. You know, there's just so many hints that they have a huge IP on the verge of cracking. You know, so a lot of hobbies are going to get an infusion of new collectors that are, they have their NFTs. But what's to stop them from wanting to buy like more physical stuff? And that's all I've been noticing more is like some of these guys that were only into crypto or investing different ways and different stuff, never really collected comics, and now all of a sudden they're buying their first CGC graded books. They're putting up unique art that they've never liked before. You know, all these different things are happening. Like they're buying action figures and statues to go with their NFTs. It's awesome. I think the more that we embrace each other's hobbies and bring each other in, it's like collect what you love, you know what I mean? And I love this, and I love collecting physical, and I love collecting NFTs. I'm gonna do everything I can to enjoy what I'm collecting and spread it. So I haven't gone away from Marvel cards. I haven't gone away from Marvel comics. I'm still picking up 1966 Donruss Marvel cards. I'm still picking up 95 Fleer Ultra X-Men to complete sets. I'm still picking up Uncanny X-Men keys when I can. And, you know, always hunting at garage sales and looking through LCS when I can at the dollar book bins, seeing what I can find. So, you know, just because my content shifts here or there doesn't mean I'm not a collector or that I'm not also an investor. You know, collecting and investing go hand in hand. You cannot have a healthy collecting community without the bots and the flippers and every type of the good and what you might conceive as bad. But it's not. It just shows that you have a diverse and healthy big community of collectors. I like seeing people that make smart moves and are able to make quick money. I get inspired by people like that. I'm a collector that have always done, kind of like a little more long-term moves. But it's fun to see that because you can kind of level up and get bigger things. And what's wrong with, making some moves here or there that help you get up to a more scarce, more expensive item. It's a great way you can flip to collect more expensive stuff, and you can flip to make money if you're caught in a jam. It just make sure you're doing it, your research, you're putting your time and passion in it, because time is the most crucial factor that you can put into anything that you care about. If you're doing that, you really can't go wrong, and you're gonna have a great time and enjoy collecting and have a marvelous day. I like all those sayings, and I love when folks say that. Marvelous packs out. Y'all take it easy and have a great weekend. Peace.